So these are some of my favorite poses, restorative poses. You have a bolster, great. If you don't have a bolster and you really want to do this sequence, you can roll up a bunch of blankets to try and get them to be around this kind of size here. Just kind of rolling a couple blankets until you get your own little bolster. Let's start out with our bolster on the mat, and you can always pad your knees. I'm a fan of blankets, extra props if you have them. So some padding here for your knees. Bring your bolster in towards your belly. And then we're just going to start out with a nice little child's pose. So relax your face down on your bolster. Close your eyes and start to feel your shoulders softening down away from your ears. Start to breathe down into your belly. Really relaxing those arms. You're being held up by your bolster. You can even sigh out gently out through the mouth. Feel this pose where it's stretching, opening up different areas, the tops of the feet, the ankles. Make sure to keep your forehead soft. You feel your breath traveling down into your belly. As you lay here, starting to make your inhales and your exhales longer. Maybe your inhales, you count to 3 or 4. And your exhales count to 6 or 8. So doubling your exhale, making your exhale twice as long as your inhale. Feel that nice opening in the hips. Let your butt sink down towards your heels. The back be nice and long. Let your eyelids relax over your eyes. And now that you're nice and calm here, from this child's pose, you can push down through our forearms. Let our hands, walk your hands towards your knees, rolling up nice and slow. Inhaling, bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Draw the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, relax the shoulder blades down. Lengthen your tailbone down. You gently open our eyes, scoot your bolster forward just a little bit, and then come onto your hands and knees here. So just some nice slow cat-cows on your inhale, let your belly drop, shine your heart forward, you keep your toes tucked under. And then when you're ready, exhale, push down to your hands, let your head hang. Feel that nice stretch between the shoulder blades. So inhaling, let your belly drop. Exhale, round. Nice movement in the spine. Inhale, belly drops. Feel a nice opening in the abdomen. Exhale, round. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, round. And then find a nice neutral spine here. We're going to sneak in just a little tiny bit of core work. So make sure your wrists are kind of lining up with your elbows, the shoulders. Have a little slight bend in your arms here. Make sure you're gripping your fingertips down into your mat. Now, think about drawing your belly up and back just a little. Relax your shoulder blades down. And keep those toes tucked under. When you're ready, lift your knees up just an inch or two up off of your mat. Keep drawing your belly up and back. So, warming up our body a little here. And breathing still nice and slow. You're still gripping those fingertips down into your mat. A little pocket of air underneath your palms. Let the body shake. I'm feeling this in the legs as well. Make sure you don't start to hold your breath here. Few moments longer. And then lower your knees back down. Sit onto your heels, your knees close together. And just a little extra ankle stretch. So sitting up nice and tall, arch your chest forward. You bring your hands back by your heels. And then nice and slow, walk your hands back. Lift your knees up just a little bit until you feel that stretch on the tops of the feet and the ankles. And then slowly come forward. Now our next pose, because I promised this was a restorative practice, is going to be a little recline virasana pose. So if you don't have a bolster, you can use blanket stacked or couch cushions. For this one, you want to make sure you have strong knees. So if you have any knee injuries, this might not be the pose for you. And then if you're pretty tight, if you've never done this pose before, you can always angle your bolster with some blocks. So if you feel like this pose might be challenging, grab some blocks or some books and make a nice angle here with your bolster. One block on the medium height, one block on the highest height. So I'll show you what that looks like. You can also use a cushion or a blanket for under your head. So recline virasana, you're going to sit down right in front of your bolster. Your heels are on the outside of your butt. Your knees are pretty close together if you can get them. The legs are touching, the thighs are touching. And then slowly, you'll just recline on back. Make sure your spine is in line with your bolster. Adjust your blanket under your head. Let your arms splay out. Relax your shoulders down. So a little opening here in the front of the throat. A little curve here in the lower back. So some compression in the spine. Nice compression in the legs. So depending on your level here, your level of flexibility in the back, in the legs, how tight your quads are, you can decide to lower those blocks down or have your bolster flat on your mat. So if you're already set up in this more elevated version, you can continue to relax. If you want to lower any of your props down, go a little deeper, we've got some time here. So we'll hold this pose for another minute or so. So again, sitting right in front of your bolster, reclining on back. This pose is supposed to be good for varicose veins. We're compressing the legs for a period of time so that when we come out of this, some nice fresh blood can recirculate through the legs. So just let your head sink into your bolster. Draw your chin a little away from your chest. Maybe glide your lips together. And again, here we're breathing down into your belly. Maybe bring your hands there to really feel the belly rise and fall. Let your lips part, your teeth part. When you're ready, just relaxing your arms, feeling them hanging down towards the ground. Palms are up. Really stretching out the tops of the feet. If you're getting any sort of cramps in the feet, or if you just want to give yourself a nice little foot massage, you can bring your hands to your feet and just use your thumbs to gently massage right there in front of the heel, into the sole of the foot, towards the toes. And get the inner arches of the feet, just being gentle here. A little foot massage. You can use your fingertips and just kind of push those fingertips into the heel, down into the sole of the foot. And then just relax your arms. Now, move your breath a little further up. Imagine that you're breathing right below the collarbone area. Visualize your heart, your lungs. Visualize that fresh air, that fresh oxygen you're breathing into the body. And then nice and slow, you open your eyes. So in these restorative poses, you want to take great care coming out of them. A lot of times people want to jerk up and sit up fast. Take your time here. So first, bring your palms to the ground. Keep your gaze forward. Now you're going to kind of activate your glutes, your butt here. Remember, we want to protect our knees, so don't jump out of this quickly. Use some of your core, your arms, your hands. Bring your chin first to your chest, and then just roll on up nice and slow. So you've got your hands now on your mat. You're pushing down to your hands, your arms, slowly coming up. And then lean over on either side. So a nice counter pose to that Recline Virasana is our little twist over the bolster. You can do this twist with the bolster at this angle, which I like to do every once in a while, or you can lay it flat on your mat. So for twist over your bolster, you're going to find this little pose with the legs, deer pose. For me, it looks like, when you look down, it's two triangles. My back knee is resting in the arch of my front foot, and then I'm all the way up against the bolster with my hip. I'm going to sit up tall to inhale my torso up away from my hips. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to exhale and massage the belly off to the right and drape myself over. Relax either cheek. Sometimes you can get a nice little crack there in the back. Your arms are at a nice right angle. So there's really no weight in my arms here. So my shoulders can soften down away from my ears. And then just close your eyes. Your jaw can be relaxed. You're probably practicing from home. So relax your jaw so much to where you might just drool out the mouth. If you haven't already, after this video, you can go to my YouTube page, subscribe. I'll have some more short restorative videos up there in the next few weeks. Nice twist, massaging out the belly, those internal organs. Your legs draping down to the ground. A few more breaths here. And just listening to the sound of your breath. Noticing it coming in and out through your nose, through your mouth. And then when you're ready, push down with your arms, your hands, roll on up. So to switch sides, you just rotate on your mat. Bring your other hip up against your bolster. And find your deer pose on this side. And scoot forward just a little bit. More and screen here. So your hip all the way up against your bolster, your back knee is resting in the arch of your front foot. You've got your legs in two sort of like triangular motions here. Sit up tall. To inhale, exhale, massage your belly off to the side. Drape yourself over, relax either cheek, arms down. So if you're facing away from your knees, you'll feel more of a twist, but your neck might be too tight to do that today, so just see what feels right. So either cheek on your bolster. Breathing down into your belly again. Relaxing your arms, your legs. Closing your eyes. Your head is sinking into your bolster. A few more breaths here. And then nice and slow, push down to your arms, your hands. Roll on up. So after that, we're going to do a nice recline bound angle pose. So we can put our bolster back to flat on our mat, unless you just have a ton of props at home and you want to keep your bolster at that little elevation there, that little propped up version with the two blocks. Now, that might be a better option for you if your back's really tight, so just keep that in mind. Otherwise, bolster flat on your mat. I like to use a blanket for under my head, and then if you have two blocks, those will go underneath your knees. If you don't have blocks, you can do some folded up towels or folded up blankets. Have a little cushion to sit on if you're on a hard surface. And then you want to come to sit up all the way up against your bolster. So blocks are going to be for under our knees. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together to touch. The heels can be really close in or they can be farther away. Whatever you want to do today, up to you. So start out with those blocks maybe on the medium height. And then sometimes I like to tuck the edge of the bolster a little bit right before I recline on back. Then you can adjust your blanket under your head. Adjust your ponytails if you have them. And see how the hips feel. If your hips are feeling more open today, then you can lower those blocks down to the lowest height. You don't want this to be painful, so a lot of times I see people who want to really just get rid of the blocks because they want this to feel intense. Well, that's not really the point of this restorative pose. You want to feel supported so that you can just fully relax. So don't be afraid to use props. These poses are supposed to be passive stretching. So we want to feel supported by the bolster underneath the body, by the blocks underneath the knees. Just let your arms drape out to the side. The more the arms are farther away from the body, the more you'll feel some opening in the chest. You might tuck those shoulder blades under some more. Palms can be up or down. Make sure you keep your neck long, your chin away from your chest. Let your lips part if they naturally want to. And then here, just breathe down into your belly, down into your hips. We're opening up the hips and the pelvis in this pose, and then the abdomen, also in the chest, and a little bit in the throat. So your arms are sinking down into the ground. Let your fingers soften. Notice if you're tensing up the back of your neck, your head can just sink into your bolster. Now notice where else in the body you're still tensing up. Can you let go of some tension in the legs or the hips, the arms? Nice little curve here in the lower back, that spine. This pose is favorite amongst many yoga students. So you can stay in this pose for 2 or 3 minutes. You can stay in this pose for 10 or 15 minutes. Some people make this pose, this single pose, their entire practice. It's safe to stay in this for up to even an hour. And that's why you really want to feel supported by your props. Some people fall asleep really easily in this pose. It's a soothing pose, a nurturing pose. As you relax here for a little while longer, you might start to visualize the heart and the lungs again, feeling that area above the chest. Maybe visualizing the color green, just a bright, shiny green above the area of your heart and your chest. Just a soothing green. If you can see that green above your heart, above your chest, maybe imagining that soothing green filling the entire room that you're in, entire space around you. That green is so light and airy. You can almost breathe it in through your nose and see that green color traveling down into the lungs, the area of the heart, swirling around. Just feel those vibrational rays of colorful green light. Again, you're welcome to stay here longer if you're really relaxed. To finish this short little restorative practice, we're just going to do legs up the wall or Stonehenge if you have blocks and a bolster. I'm going to show you how to set up for Stonehenge. You're going to come out of this bound angle pose. Take your time again. Use your hands to bring one knee up at a time. Once you have your feet both on your mat, pause. Now, you don't want to strain your neck coming out of this, so you can just roll over gently on your side. Push down through your arms, your hands. Come on up. And then I'll set up for our little inversion. So this is a nice, easy inversion. You can pad your back with a blanket, especially if you're on a hard surface. So blanket here for under the back. And then your 2 blocks on the highest height, have them about a foot apart from each other on your mat. So make sure whatever surface the blocks are on is flat. And then you can just put your bolster right on top of those. So we've got this nice little shelf, looks like Stonehenge. Shelf for your legs. Again, if you don't have all these props, then just do legs up the wall or legs on a chair would be great as well. So to get into this, easiest way, bring your hip up against your, kind of close to your bolster. Bring your hands back behind you. Now use a little bit of your core. You're going to swing your legs over that bolster. So you have almost a right angle with the legs here. And then you're going to recline on down. So from here, your arms can just be down by your sides. If you want some opening in your chest, your shoulders, bring your arms out into cactus arms or out into a T if you have more space. Let your knees splay apart from each other. This should feel really nice on your back, your lower back. Depending on how tight your shoulders are, where your arms are, you might be getting a really nice stretch all the way down into the forearms. Let your calves feel like they're being massaged by the back of your bolster, so the feet are relaxed. Your gaze is just up towards the sky. Arms out. You can feel the support of the ground underneath you as your lower back spreads out even more. Nice inversion. Your legs are elevated above your heart. And then you're bringing your attention, your awareness back to your breath. Slowing it down. Feel your breath. Breathing in and out through just the nose if you can. And we'll end with some energetic left nostril breathing in this pose. Your eyes are closed. Start to imagine that you're inhaling in through just the left nostril and you're exhaling out through just the right. So inhaling up through the left side of the body and then exhaling down and out through the right side of the body. Inhaling 2 or 3 more rounds, visualizing your breath, inhaling in through the left side, exhaling out through the right. yourself to breathe naturally. And those of you who are still practicing, if this pose is relaxing, stay here and end this session just in this pose. And thank you for joining me. When you are ready to come out of this, you'll just take your time. Remember, take your time. Bend your knees in towards your belly, your chest. Roll over on your side. Feel free to stay there as long as you need to. And then you'll bring yourself slowly up to seated. Maybe hang out here for a few minutes, meditate, or just sit with yourself